Oh, it worked. Okay, don't go anywhere. I know this is going to be live, so I'm just going to, hopefully it's working, you guys, because I'm like, it's maddening. This is the thing with this. Are you there? Anybody there? Hi. Okay, good. Here we go again, right? I know. They're on. The glasses are on. Yeah, I'm back. You know, I don't know what's going on, but what happens is, and it could be my internet. So I just turned the AC on, so that should help me a little. Humanimal, yes. Let's mention the chakra really quick because now I'm on the phone. We'll get off the phone, Dawn. I'm kidding. So a couple things I want to say about that is, yeah, jump on because you can pre-order. Next week, I go into the studio actually to record the book on tape. And what I'm going to do with the book on tape is add some extra audio recordings. So the book on tape and the book will be great. But they'll be a little different in the sense that, well, heck, I'm ADHD. You're going to get more than you asked for in the download. So speaking of being ADHD, remember I told you about these cards? Check these out.Ese are the cute. Just my little commercial while I let people jump back on. Let's see. I got to open this. Okay, so these are note cards. And they are note cards from my... Hey, good to see you, Nurse Nan. I want to show you these because look how pretty they are. I actually had these made with a, how do you say, shimmer top, you know, the semi-gloss. So it's just a note card, and it comes with a little envelope, and I have an entire store up now on Zazzle that has these, every card. So if you wanted to get a note card with one of the Chakra Wisdom Tarot cards, you can get the note cards now. They're available. And my Zazzle store, I think, is Tori Hartman 2020. So you might want to search for that. I had this made up. It's on wood. I thought it was so cool. Isn't this fun? I just love this. It was they had a little sale on the wooden pieces, and so I put the card. Look how you can see it's wood. I actually have the card put on wood, and I'm just going to hang it on the wall. This is the Two of Coins, and what it's reminding me of right now, especially with my journey through ADHD, is the idea that, you know, that beyond the door, if you look here, you could see behind the door with her is the rough sailing. Inside of her is the rough sailing, the tough seas, the challenging times, and also in many ways ADHD, the money that I've wasted in my life. And then of course looking ahead to being on the high seas again, but being on the high seas in a way that I can enjoy the journey. So these are great. So and then the other thing is, I know some of you have noticed, look at this, isn't this fun? These are the Halloween ones. Look at these nails. They're so fun. This is the, I think this has bats, and this middle one, it looks to me like spiders. Grace said it was a dream catcher. And this is the moon and stars. And then this one is the spider web. Is that the most fun you can have? Wait, hold on. I don't know if you could see it. Look how fun that is. It's a spider web. Oh, good, Julie. I'm glad you liked them. I know, isn't the wooden thing? Aren't bats fun, Evie? Ooh, Evie Scorpio, you must. So yeah, so these are, what I did was, some of you, you filled out the form that's on the comments area to get samples. So I sent out a bunch of samples, okay? And one of them was this one. I sent out the samples for those of you who wanted glitter. And I just was like, oh, I'm going to do one nail in the glitter. And I thought it was fun. But this is the Halloween collection. Oh my gosh, look at this, you guys. You're going to laugh at me. Look at the pumpkins. Are they the most cute things ever? These are, and the way you wear them, obviously, is this goes to your nail bed. This is the curved part. And then this would be the outer part. So it's really kind of fun. And I did a video on the private Facebook page. So if you're interested in the nail stuff, go over to, it's called Such Cute Nails VIP. And if you can't find it, just email me at, suchcutenails@yahoo.com. and I will make sure you get the link. So for some reason you can't get on the private Facebook page, and it really is just, I'm talking just about the nails. Last night I did my nails. We talked about them, and they're just so easy and so fun. I can't even begin to tell you. So what's one of your totems, Dawn? I want to see what John said. Oh, bats. Very powerful. They're intuitive creatures. Oh, and this is the other one they have that's really fun for Halloween. I don't know if you guys can see it. Hold on. Can you see that? Look how fun they are. Little, like, you know, just different fire and stuff like that. Oh, Caitlin, good to see you. And there was one more I loved, and I can't find it. It's a red fire strip, and it's really fun. This was, I think the one that is red is Hex Girlfriend or something. It's like, whatever. They're really fun. I know these are even better than, because I love the occasion ones, and the fall collection is coming out this week. I am going to have it on hand. If you go to the Facebook page, we're going to have a night where you can buy them directly from me on there, and I will mail them to you, and you don't have to pay postage or handling or tax or anything. So go on over there. And let's see. I want every March, I have something I want to LYK about. Oh, let you know. Do you know what, you guys? I am so funny. It's like my assistant for a long time, this is like when I lived in LA, she'd go, TTY. TTYL. And I'd be like, I guess she's just saying something like, you know, by Tori something. I don't know what she's trying to say. And then finally somebody said, Tori, that, I said, I don't know why she keeps sending me that stuff. And she said, oh, it means talk to you later. I was like, what? Ruthie just messaged me. So yeah. Okay. Let's see. I know, Julie, they're so cute. I'm going to put up, go over to the Facebook page. I'm going to go over there and put up the new party link. And just to give you guys, I know I'm talking about this all here, but, oh, Paganacon, that's supposed to be really fun. I know, Rudy, it's kind of fun. It's chick stuff. And what I love about it is that I just have this really new fun community of women, and we're kind of talking about nails and stuff. Let me see. Yeah, what I'm going to do is over on the Facebook page, I'm going to put up the link, and just so some of you understand what I'm doing. And I just want to explain this part about it. They have a thing with Color Street that if you buy 3, you get 1 free. But for me as a seller, what I can do is I can put up what's called a hosting link. That means I'm hosting a party, so to speak. If people order off that hosting link, now because I'm the host, let's say I'm going to use Dawn as an example. Let's say Dawn is the host, right? She's hosting a party. And then what the party is people would go to that link that Dawn puts up for her friends, and they would order through that link. It's my sale, but it's Dawn's party. Well, what happens is when the sale reaches, like I had a $600 of sales, a bunch of people ordered, so it's $600. At $600, I got 6 of the nail strip, these for half price, plus it was 20% of the sales. So example, that was $120 in free merchandise. So I got I think 12 more. I had actually when it was all done, 17 packs that were free because I did a hosting party. Now, if you host, you get those packs. So I get the commission, but from the sale, but you get that other thing. So that's why the hosting of a party is kind of fun. And what I like about this stuff is it actually does work. I'm so sick of things where, and you guys know what I mean by this. I'm so sick of things where they go, come on, let's do this. And it's like, yeah, right. It won't work. I have to invest $1 million gajillion freaking dollars, and I love it because my investment was 150 and I've made it back. The investment in the kit, because now they added to the kit, you get 15 of those packs. So it's really cool. Am I frozen again? Ooh. Can you guys see me? If you get new clients, ask them who sent you. LOL. See if they tell you. I'd be curious. Okay, I'm not frozen. Okay, good. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. If you go on Amazon in your country, no matter what country you're in, they sell my stuff, so you can find it. And okay, good. Is it Charis? Charis? Charis. I like that name, actually. Okay. So that's the thing about, and you know what, and you guys know, I love nail polish and I love this stuff. And I was showing yesterday, there's actually an interesting video, because I did it last night. I was with my friend Grace and we were putting on nails and I did it for the Facebook page. It was live. And what was cool about it was that one of these nails I had broken, like I pulled the strip wrong. And so it was too narrow. So I only had half. And I was like, so I took the other half and I just filled it in, and you really can't tell because it's a pattern. So you can't tell unless you look at it really close. And even then I'm nearsighted, so I can't see anything, or farsighted. So there you go. That one does rock. Let's see. Are the cards on Amazon? Yes, they are. All the decks are Chakra Wisdom Tarot, Chakra Wisdom Oracle. And by the way, that's what I've been stressing about. LON, you just said Grace is your friend. She is. Oh, Grace, I think. Let's see. So is Humanimal? Did she take off? Oh, okay. So what you're saying. All right. What was I talking about with the, I did the live video last night and I was showing how the tips and tricks on how to put these on. And, okay. Greek for grace. Oh, cool. Okay. Yay. Okay. So what I wanted to say about that too is that that's the idea of when you host a party with Color Street, you end up getting, depending upon how much the party sells, meaning how many of your friends would buy it, you end up getting all of these packs free. That's why I've been saying to you guys, I opened a party link, buy on the party link, because if you buy through the link that's a party for me, I end up getting like bonused as the host. So I end up getting the 17 packs of nails free. So that's what happens is you end up getting that. So that's why I say to people there was an intake form. And by the way, if you go to, our chat, we have a chat in the, on my YouTube page here. If you go in there, I put the link to the intake form, meaning if you want to get a free sample. So you can fill that out and I'll send it to you. Free rules. Yeah, exactly, Rudy. One of the things that I have to say that impressed me is that, the nice thing is that there's so many ways that you can get ahead in this company. Now, I'm not that interested in becoming a team leader or whatever, but boy, they are so nice. I've never been around women, and I know this is terrible to say, but I've never been around a woman. And by the way, they only promote from within. So the top people started as the salespeople. And my friend who got me into it is like now a team leader. She's like 2 above. And boy, there's not a huge investment. I mean, I'm kind of like, for me, and you guys know, I spent thousands on my nail polish. I'm not kidding. I have crates of nail polish that I'll wear twice. That's it. I don't want to wear that color again. And what I love is they keep introducing new nails. So I'm like, oh. So I was saying to Grace last night, I want to do the pumpkins. And she's like, Tori, it's not Halloween yet. I'm like, I know, but it can't be here soon enough. Yeah, you know what? Thank you, Rudy. I'm glad you said that. Perks like that do make you feel valued. And I have to tell you, I'm very impressed with the way this particular company works. And I'm not much of a company girl, and Karen's trying to say, you can move up. And I'm like, well, I kind of like just getting the nails and selling a few to friends and kind of like having this interactive thing. And I know Claire signed up under me, which is great. She's fabulous. But I mean, I'm not necessarily kind of be like, am I going to rule the world with it? I don't know. Could be my fun thing. I don't know. I love it. I'm enjoying it. And I think that's the thing, is that it goes back to, and I don't know if she's still on the call, but it goes back to the thing I was talking about earlier about grandparents and about your legacy. One of the most important things about the idea of life purpose divination is the idea is that you recognize the legacy you've been left so that you can leave one. See, you can't really leave a legacy unless you know what you've been given. And it's really challenging to look and recognize it. And so part of what my work is about is working with people to help them see that, so that when they see it, they go, oh, oh, oh. Because let me put it this way, not everything's all bad. I can look back and say, even through the hard times, there were some fabulous times. And I think that's the thing. And I can look at the gifts my family has given me, and recognize them in a way I've never been able to before. And part of, I don't know if some of you have ADHD or have some kind of cognitive, learning thing, but I can tell you that I think we all are on every spectrum. And, I think everybody's kind of like, most people start here, and then some people go this way, some people go this way. And what I think I'd like to see is that we all just kind of go, oh, okay, yeah, ADHD, I know what that is. And meaning you might relate to an ADHD person or an ASPE person in a way that they'll understand. And I think part of this is getting the language and understanding and having a compassion for how they operate in the world. And that doesn't mean that they're freaks. It just means that, it's kind of like when I go to London. I don't know if anybody's here from London, but when I go to London, the British, they hold their fork different. They kind of do this, and they do some kind of fancy thing, and they eat like this with their fork. And I'm always going, I can't do that. Americans, we eat like, with our fork. And it's just like, we just do it differently. It doesn't mean one is superior. It just means they're different. And if I can learn those ways, if I can learn what my friends who are ASPEs go through, and I know what that is, I may be able to have more of a compassion for the way they process their stuff, and I don't want to give away names, but I want to say I was talking to somebody, and I work, I have people that work with me, and different remote people, and one person is going through something emotionally, and so I don't want to give her the feedback that she needs to get, because it's not the right time, because I don't think I'll be able to communicate the feedback in a way that's going to be received as how can I say, beneficial. It's like the right words from the wrong person. So I had to spend time today talking to someone else who's kinder and can express that to her. See, I know for me, with my ADHD and my pushy personality, I'm going to come right in and go, okay, this is what I see, and I know now it's not going to help people. It's like the people who post on my feed, you're wrong. And it's like, am I really going to listen to the rest of what you have to say? Probably not. I'll probably just go, delete. I don't want to hear it. Because the thing is that if I come at you with an immediate in your face, especially in your face, if you're somebody that has a particular issue, for example, a trigger is you can't even keep a thought in your head, right? Because my mother used to say that to me, and she was actually right, because I had this, but it made me feel sad for a little while that, my gosh, nobody saw this. Nobody saw that I couldn't keep a thought in my head. And that's a trigger for me. So when someone says that or implies that my thinking isn't messed up, I immediately will jump on it. And sometimes I don't always see that I'm being a certain way. But you see, if people understood, with ADHD, it makes sense to you and you jump around, and it's perfectly fine to say to the ADHD person, you know what, I want to hear the rest of what you have to say about this. And that, okay. And then I can hyper focus on that. So I think that if we knew more about the conditions people are going through, I think we would feel less alone. I think we would feel less shameful of going, I have this thing that's that's a disorder. They call it a disorder. And there are challenges for all of us. I think we all go through it. And I think when I talk about the chakra and I talk about astrology, one of the things that it helps me with is, I know my issues. Don't you know your issues? Oh, yeah. You know your issues. The thing that we don't like is when someone else knows them and then calls us on them. Let's face it, it's like, what happened here? I missed this one. Oh, okay. I thought, Did your regular doctor diagnose you, or no? I went to a specialist. My regular doctor sent me to one of the top psychiatrists in my town, and I went to see her, and I sat down and I worked on that. So there you go. Black Betty, are you just being meanie? You need to be nice. Because let me tell you something, if Cruise Boston comes after you, you're like, poof. So be nice. Play nice with everybody. Disorder within disorders, different talent ways of being, doing, and learning. I agree. I think that, I missed what she said. I missed what Black Betty was going through. Well, I think the thing is that and this is going to sound very strange because it kind of reminds me of that for some reason, because the idea of somebody not being able to play nice with others. I'm not always nice to play with others. But I think the thing that comes forward to me is that, even though in America, we are all Americans, right? And sometimes people try to play everybody against each other, but at the end of the day, we're all American. Yet within America, we have different cultures. And what that means is they have different ways of thinking. For example, and I happen to know, because I'm Capricorn, right? Moon Capricorn, I'm gonna have problems with my teeth my whole life, which I have had, because Capricorn teeth, So there are certain things in certain cultures. Being my father we had English on my father's side of the family, bad teeth. So, there are certain predispositions, and there are certain things culturally that have been pounded into certain cultures that they respond with their anger in different ways. So one of the things that I like to do, and going back to true crime, when I look at true crime, I like to look at the true crime from a place of what's going on in that culture, what's going on underneath that, the time period. If you listened to my Ted Bundy last night, I talked about the time period, because the time period that things take place in become very important. They become a huge part of the entire universe. So where we're living right now is in a hyper touchy, super fragilistic, capitalizadocious, okay, I'm going to be sensitive about that. And it's I don't mind you're sensitive. I just don't want you to attack me about it. It's fine if you say, I'm really sensitive to XYZ. All right, well, I get that. I get being sensitive. But what I don't get is being attacked for being me. I can't do that. I can't play that game with people. And I had a long dialogue with somebody who was very much against, he had this whole idea about who people were who have an alternate faith. When I say alternate, I mean just not going to church and just doing that. I mean, God is, for me, God. And I think that we all have the answers inside of us. So I think the big point that I'm trying to make is that this guy got into an argument with me on the pages. And finally, I just was like, okay, because he's not going to change me. I'm going to go, oh my gosh, you're right. Everyone who does this is a heretic, because it's like taking everybody who, I don't know, every Irish person and go, you know what? They're all drunks. Well, it's hard to say because I'm Irish, but a little Irish, but they're not all. And not everybody is X. And so not every person who is intuitive or psychic is a heretic. Or so, if you want to call somebody names, and he did, and I was trying to step back and go, look, I can't, it's not going to work here. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to change me by shaming me. I don't know about you, but have you ever changed your mind by somebody who really shames the crap out of you? Not for long. You may think badly of yourself for a short time, but pretty soon that person's going to go away because you won't be able to tolerate it. That said, anyway, he got into this thing with me. And what really troubled me, I don't mind if you take it on with me. And I was like, okay. And that was it. Somebody else came on and said, I think you're being too judgmental. And he went, it was like a 30, different. And finally, I deleted them. I deleted him because I felt like it's fine if you disagree. It's not a fine if you attack people. And if you try to attack me and I decide to have a dialogue with you, I'll have a dialogue with you until I recognize that you don't want a dialogue, you just want to attack. And then I'm not interested. And so I think that's really the real conversation, you know. Linda, she's like, I'm stone cold sober. I don't know, maybe that's not so good, Linda. I can't say for sure. That is awesome that you, what is it? What did Tara do? Oh, cool. What does she do? What does Tara do? Now I want to know what Tara does. Tara said, I don't believe it's a disorder. Well, yeah, I think the thing is that what if we could go past the idea of the psychologist in the sense that, bear with me, because I think Tara made a good point. One of the things that we want to look at is that, yes, you want to learn some of those skills. And I think that I really believe in therapy, by the way. I think it's very important to have talk therapy at some point in your life so that you can have someone who you can share crazy, that you think crazy stuff with, that you think is crazy with, and they can give you feedback. It's very important. I think that that level of support and dialogue is important. And I don't do therapy. What I do is I do the energetic work with the chakra, and I show you how your chakra have your answers and where to find it. And then I give you the techniques on how to do it. So that's a little different. And that is my specialty, but it's important that we all kind of, what did Ruthie say? Ruthie said, oh, she's Ruthie, you're like, okay, let's see. The devil's just as real as God, which a lot of people forget this day and time. Okay, so what I want to say, Donna, about the devil, all right? Because I have actually had that experience. I don't usually talk about it. But for me, when I saw the devil, I was visiting someone. There's a whole long story to it, but a friend of a friend, I'll tell it another time, had asked me to go see her. I want to say it was her niece, and the niece was in a hospital for the insane. I mean, really, like, she was in like the state hospital, and one side was the criminally insane and the other side was her. And when you walked in, it was like just two different wards. Okay. And I went in to see her, and being hyper, I think part of that ADHD is that hyper focus. I went in to see her, and I looked at her, and it was like I could see in her that she was out on this, it was like a tightrope, and I felt the presence of that level of evil. And so for me, what I have learned is that the devil is a trapped place in your own mind that you cannot escape. And, you know, whether or not, and I don't vibe in that direction. And I want to say to you and all of you that my experience is that most people don't ever experience it, and they won't, because that level of it, and I saw it, and I saw the energy, and I can tell you it scared the bleep out of me. Okay. And I knew I wasn't going to mess with any of that dark stuff, because, and I'm getting truth bumps as I say this to you, because it is real, but it's not where I live. And if you have a faith, which I do, it isn't something that it's kind of like, I don't hang out with him. You know what I mean? It's not a world I know about or I go into, but I've seen it, and I recognize that this girl was a lost soul. And she hadn't spoken basically in 7 years, and she was in this hospital. And somebody said, I think Tori can help. And I went in and I saw this, and I said, and she was lucid, she could see you. And I said, and I did her chart. Her chart, by the way, had all trines. And in English, that means very easy. But you see, if we don't have challenges, we can get taken over by our own dark side. I think the truth is that there is something to be said about that. So you've seen it on people. Okay. So, all right. So what I want to say about this is, because, the sharing is great, is that I worked with her and I whispered in her ear, because what I saw in my mind's eye was like her two ears, and I saw this massive canyon inside, and there was a tightrope, and she was in the middle. And I went over to her and I said, "Can you come to this side? Can you come over here? Can you?" And so I inched her off energetically off the tightrope and brought her to this place. And I said, "I'll be back in 2 days," because I needed to bring her to this. And I walked out and said, "I need to see a priest." And the priest was there. The guy, and it's funny, Ruthie said that, the guy scared me. I said, "Listen, do you actually do exorcisms anymore?" And he just looked at me and he was like, "No, not really." And I said, "Okay, because I think this girl needs one, and I do not know anything about it." And he was like, "Okay, well, I'll take care of it." And as he walked away, I got the creepiest feeling, and I felt like he was the devil. You know what I mean? So it was very creepy. So I did go back 2 days later to see her, and she was the nurse came running up to me and said, "She talked yesterday. She spent yesterday telling us about how she was trapped in there and all this stuff and what was going on." And I was like, "Oh," and I said, "What happened?" And they said, "Well, we don't really know, but the priest came to see her and she hasn't spoken since." So when you talk about the devil being real, the devil can take any form in the sense, but I think that those of you who have, most of the time, I don't think that you guys are people that are going to be hit by it. Because people generally who are here probably wouldn't be. But I think that I know it exists, but I don't, you know what? It doesn't come into my zone. I just don't let it. I work with God. I work with white energy. That's it. White light energy. Okay. So, I've seen it. I don't want to be around it. I don't like it. And it's not my vibe. I just leave it over there. So I hope that makes sense, because I think some of this is very important, to say. Let me just see. Okay. I know. The story's great. Amanda, you come running in. Amanda, hi. Just like, I'm here. Like, oh gosh. Yeah. So I think, Ruthie, you're like, you got it going on. See, the thing is, you have to understand that there are really, I hate to say this, I'm going to say it. This is just the energy that's coming through me right now. There are really two kinds of people. This is me. You can have a different opinion, but in my estimation, there are people who live in fear of the devil, and there are people who live with no connection at all with the devil. We just don't connect to it. And when we see it, it's just outside of us. We recognize it, but we don't take it on, and we don't take it in. So that's kind of how I see it. And so what Ruthie was saying is very true. When you see it, get out. That's all. Because you don't live in that world, see? And it can come up anywhere. And that's just my estimation of it. I know, I wish we could all be sitting in a circle. I want to do a gathering, and I don't know when or how, but I want to do it. Yep, I know what you mean, Dawn. I don't get into it because I don't really feel it's in my world. Red like wine. Look at this. You know something? You guys all have like these amazing stories. Love this. When I was a probation officer, how can you open a conversation like that? I was investigating one of the cases I was assigned to, and this woman told me how she cut up this man with a box cutter while she was on the bus. What any other advice? This is good for an empath with a narcissistic father. Love him anyway. He's narcissistic. He's just not going to notice you. I think the big thing, the best suggestion I can say to you, and it really is a great question, by the way, is recognize that you probably give away every day, every minute, the attention that you never got from your father, that's probably a huge calling for you. It's probably your greatest gift, is you have the ability to give others what you never got. And I think recognizing that you have it already, but you would have liked it from him, is probably one of the best differentials. I hope that helps in that conversation, because I think it's a very powerful thing. I agree. Humanimal said it best. Just read her stuff. Yeah. Well, I am going to, yeah, exactly, Sharis. Thank you, Charis. I'm going to give you a new name. And I'm going to give you all a little assignment that's actually a funny assignment. Dave Chappelle, if you can look him up, he's on YouTube, and there's a funny thing he does about this French actor, Juicy Smollett. It's such a funny bit. You just have to crack up. So I say to you, go enjoy it. And I think we're kind of leading to, eventually doing some kind of community gathering, but we will find out what that looks like soon enough. I'm sending you lots of love. Remember, if you're interested, go to Such Cute Nails VIP on Facebook. It's a secret group, so you have to find it, and then I'll invite you, or just email me at suchcutenails@yahoo.com, and I will invite you into the group if you're into the nail thing. Rudy, you can buy them for your friends. I mean, I'm totally fine with that. And then remember, Zazzle has the cards on it. It's an entire story. You can buy any note card on it. And what else do I want to tell you? Yes, I'm going to fix them. The Gavin mugs are up, but I want to. There's some title I want to fix on it, so I'll let you guys know. All right, guys. So I've had so much fun tonight. Thank you for joining me. I am actually going to go write for a little while, and I will talk with you, and we will commence this communication probably when the moon's in Sag and I'm a little bit more wacky. See you then. Bye for now.